going on, everybody? Welcome to the RBS Cinema Podcast.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
This is Sparta! I'm thinking I'm back.
Why so serious?
Avengers!
Assemble. I'm Batman.
You better lawyer up, asshole. Because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
I'll be back.
You shall not pass!
RBS.
Lovely.
Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of RBS Cinema. This week's episode, we are talking about, regretfully, Kraven the Hunter. Which, if I do remember correctly, this is the last in the Sonyverse movies.
Yes,
for Marvel.
This
because I couldn't remember if it was this one or if it was Venom, The Last Dance.
No,
Venom, The Last Dance was the last one to come out, but that was already in production while Kraven the Hunter was already out.
I think they both came out in 2024.
Yeah. So Kraven the Hunter came out first, and then Venom's Last Dance, and then they were like, okay, after Kraven the Hunter, we are done making these movies. For good reason.
A last desperate gasp for this film.
Yeah, so if you can't tell, this movie isn't that good. So buckle up. We're in for a treat here. With that being said, I'm your host, Devin. With me as always is Jack.
I'm still Jack.
So, and I actually decided to put the podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
So,
more platforms for y'all.
Yeah. So with that being said, thank you everybody so much for watching, listening, tuning in, however you guys are doing it. Really appreciate you being here. So join us today as we talk about Kraven the Hunter. Be sure to leave a like for the video. Subscribe to the channel. Okay. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, now on Apple Podcasts, Instagram, and onto our TikTok. Instagram and TikTok, I post our clips from the videos as well. And be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below about a movie that you guys want us to talk about, because really wanted you guys' input. You know, see what movies you guys want us to talk about, see what your favorites are. Let's discuss.
If you're just tuning in with us now, this is actually the third movie in our month of November. Which is just a month full of just terrible movies that we are going to give a skip, like, automatically, because we picked them out because they are terrible.
Yep.
So,
or because, like, the whole thing is that, you know, the movies are fine. Like last week's was The Mummy. That one was okay.
The Mummy remake 2017, just to be clear.
Yes, the Tom Cruise joint Mummy.
And then the week before that was
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds with
but that
Ice
one was
Cube.
just not good.
Ice Cube on 20.
That one is redeemably a skip, and I would refuse to watch it again.
We're safe. I kept the safe.
You risked all of our lives just to spy on people's Amazon carts.
Irredeemable.
If somebody goes like, hey, I've never seen War of the Worlds, I'll be like, don't waste your time. It's an hour and a half, but don't waste your time. Watch a far better movie.
Yeah.
Or if you really like bad movies, just go watch another bad movie. This one is it's really bad.
It's fun to make fun of, I will say.
Like you can definitely get drunk with your friends and talk about it and rip it apart, but don't watch it out of pure enjoyment.
No,
I will say that.
No. I even likened it to a sort of Room-esque movie. It's a Room-like.
Yeah.
I should say. It's just
kind
so
of like
much
a
dumb.
dungeon crawler for a movie.
Yeah. Or
the camera doesn't move, and it's only a top-down view.
So, but anyway, we're talking about Kraven the Hunter today, the 2024 film about the most popular anti-hero, Kraven the Hunter, because everyone knows that Kraven the Hunter is actually a good-hearted soul at his core.
He just wants to be left alone and fight people and be able to save the animals.
Very strong sense of justice, Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah.
That's what he's known for, obviously. At least in this film. I mean, I haven't heard. I mean, this is the only thing I have to go off of is this film, which I would be saying if I wasn't lying, because we've all played Spider-Man 2. We both played Spider-Man 2.
Well, I do have that. I've also got it all over there.
And
so.
you've read the comics. Obviously, you're a big Spider-Man fan. Everybody who
I mean, I've read the Spider-Man comics, but I never really read anything about Kraven the Hunter. I know of Kraven the Hunter. I know who he is, and stuff. But
established Spider-Man villain.
Yeah,
been around for a long time. Everybody knows what his
like,
deal is. Very simple character.
They have, obviously, Spider-Man has the Sinister Six, so they always like trade out characters of the Sinister Six.
Yes.
So in some cases there is Kraven the Hunter. Some cases there isn't. The most, if I remember correctly, the main like Sinister Six is Electro, Vulture, Rhino,
Scorpion,
Shocker. Which I don't know why you have two electric-based villains in your Sinister.
Well, Shocker's
Six
not
thing,
not electricity. He's like shockwaves.
Yeah.
Like vibrations and stuff like that. Like he make earthquakes and stuff like that. Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, Dr. Octopus was a big one. And then I can't remember what the last one was.
I think that's it.
Oh yeah, that's 6. Duh. I'm trying to think of 7 for some reason.
in Spider-Man PS4, they tried to make it out to be like Mr. Negative.
Yeah, Mr. Negative was like the big baddie of the whole series, but then plot twist, Doc Ock is kind of have to fight Doc Ock at the end. So
well, Doc Ock like was never really a villain at first, but he went crazy.
He was because and I do like this in the game where Dr. Octavius, he is a scientist and you help him with his robotics.
Like he makes prosthetics.
Yeah, and then he becomes a villain.
Yeah,
because he becomes corrupt.
I still like how they did it with Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus.
Spider-Man 2.
It's really good.
Yeah, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So, pretty good.
But anyway, before we get into this movie, do you have a watch list for me, Devin, that we want to go over real quick?
I do, actually. First up on my watch list, I have Ghostbusters 2. I never realized that I never watched this movie. So
I still haven't seen the first one.
Oh, you should watch it. It's great. Ghostbusters 2, not so much. I feel like Ghostbusters 1, and then there's a step down, which is 2. So it's 5 years after the events of the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
And now they are pretty much doing their own thing.
Oh, they're split up.
Yeah. So
it's like we gotta get the band back together type of movie.
Pretty much. Like they all talk to each other and whatnot, but like Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver, they tried to do a relationship, but they just couldn't because then she was already dating somebody. So in the first one, and so then she has a kid in this one.
Oh, okay.
So she has like a, I don't know, 2-year-old or something. But Ray and the other guy, I can never remember the one dude's name. Because like it's the black dude that comes in as their 4th Ghostbuster member.
Oh, okay.
And so him and Dan, right? Yeah, Dan Aykroyd. That's his name.
Yeah.
It's like Dan.
Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd. They go to a kid's birthday party. That's how low that they are for Ghostbusters. So they are now pretty much being demoted to being like a clown.
Kind of reminds me of like how the start of like TMNT went, like the 2008 animated version of which is my favorite one. Because like Michelangelo is just like he's like a party mascot basically.
Yeah.
Now that the turtles have like broken up.
We need backup this time, man. Backup.
Initiate Plan Omega. I repeat, Plan Omega is a go. Go, 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 go!
What's a balloon animal?
Right. Yeah, because like they got to figure out a way to like make money and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like they're barely scraping by, and then the first tip off that we have, and it's kind of like in the first one where Sigourney Weaver goes to them and says like, "Hey, I have this like paranormal that's happening, so I need you to investigate." It's like that whole thing again.
Yeah.
But this time it's with her baby carriage, because all of a sudden her baby carriage just starts zipping off in the streets of New York, and then she has to go to them and go like, "Hey, there's something happening," and then they look at the baby and find out that nothing's wrong with it, but turns out that there's ooze under the city, like in the sewers and stuff. That's like causing this whole catastrophe to happen.
Paranormal
Apparently,
activity.
there's this guy that's in this painting that becomes possessed. I don't know how the hell this happened, but apparently he is in this like painting exhibit or something, or painter's class or something like that, and so he contracts the main guy that's doing it to do his bidding in the living world. Going like, hey, go find me a baby so that way I can be reborn in this world. Essentially, that's what the whole premise is.
Okay.
So you have the Ghostbusters that are fighting the ooze, and then you have them also at the end trying to stop this
guy in the painting.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's not great. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, Ghostbusters is high up there on my list, and then the second one is like probably 2 or 3 steps down.
Yeah.
Because then they remade, or I should say that they continue off of that sequel and making it Ghostbusters 3, but they didn't call it Ghostbusters 3. They just called it Ghostbusters 2016.
Right.
So I'm tired of this too. Or no, it was 2021.
Like movies that have the original name but then have the year following after it, so it's hard to tell which one
because
you're
like
talking about.
they remade it right back in 2016 with Melissa McCarthy and a bunch of other SNL cast members, where it's just all women.
All women Ghostbusters. Everybody hated it.
Yeah, and then Chris Hemsworth was the receptionist for that one, and then like now they just dubbed it as Ghostbusters, who are you going to call? Instead of just Ghostbusters 2016. So
And then there's like a Ghostbusters like with what's his face? Like the most recent one that came out.
Yeah, with Paul Rudd and
Paul Rudd.
yeah, and Finn Wolfhard. So
Was that one good?
it is actually. I really liked it. That one is probably my second favorite out of the Ghostbusters series.
Okay.
So, and then there's Frozen Empire, which is after that. So they pretty much just go like, you know what, the female version, that one doesn't exist anymore. So because
That's a tax write-off.
pretty much because like I don't remember who I was talking to. I think I might have been talking to you or something like that, or Tony from work.
Might have been Tony.
Might have been Tony because I remember talking to him about like how they left it open ended at the end.
Yeah, no.
Because like with Ghostbusters, the 2016 version, they just a bunch of ghosts that come out of the woodwork, and like now New York's just infested with ghosts.
Yeah.
And then they have to go around, they have to trap them all and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they save the day because of course they're Ghostbusters, so like, you know, they bust the ghosts. And then at the end of it, like there's an end credit scene where they hear this frequency and stuff. And so she, like, one of them goes like, well, like, what is it saying? And they go like, oh, it's something about Zool. And so like that was the big baddie in the first movie. So and so like they try to do that. They try to be off the beaten path a little bit, where instead of Zool being like one of the main antagonists of the movie, now he's going to be a big pivotal character in the second one. But joke's on you, we never got to that point.
Yep.
So which that was a bad movie. So
Bad movie.
But yeah, Ghostbusters, I'd say that it's okay. I'd say if you haven't seen it, check it out at least. So
You mean Ghostbusters 2, you mean?
yeah, Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next on my list, I have Frankenstein.
And I watched this movie as well.
Yeah.
So we can talk
Guillermo
about
del
this
Toro's Frankenstein came out on Netflix
so good.
at the time of recording last week, but when this is released 2 weeks ago, it is such a good movie.
Yes.
So we'll flip the script, talk about a really good movie.
Yeah.
So
Just Oscar Isaac, after hearing him so much as what's his name in Moon Knight?
oh, Oscar Isaac,
I know, but what's his actual character name?
like in Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But hearing him in Moon Knight, and then also hearing him in I tend to forget that he's in the sequel trilogy of the Star Wars,
Oh yeah,
as he's like the Han Solo
Poe.
insert character type
he's
thing.
Poe, but often people also forget that he played as Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse.
Really?
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, he played as Apocalypse.
Could not tell that, but like he's been in a lot of stuff. But
Oh, he was also the voice of Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. in Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, that's right. But like
He's in three. Okay, hold on. So he's in 3 different Marvel projects.
Yeah,
throughout his
but at
career.
least 2 of those
So-
he's like heavily maked upped, you know, or
Well, yeah.
like one
Well-
one he's heavily maked up, another one he's animated.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter all that much.
No.
But yeah, like his performance as Victor Frankenstein was just very. You could tell that he really worked on like his vocal performance.
Yeah.
When playing
and
the
his
character,
mannerisms and
yes.
stuff.
And the whole story that it was. I don't want to spoil it too much because it is really, really good. I don't want to like talk through the whole thing.
Yeah.
The monster portrayal was different, but it was still good. It was still faithful to how it is in the books. Because I did read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein when I was in high school, and I remember liking it.
Yeah.
I remember there's a lot of language in it, but like I remember enjoying what I read. And it doesn't follow the exact same plot of the book from what I remember, but it's close enough to where it's still a compelling story. And the camera work is great. It's like there's some really tense moments. And it's just such a great watch. And I would recommend. I'm trying not to say good things about it without like spoiling everything about it. So
Yeah, because I mean, like the whole thing with Frankenstein is that like he wants to play God, so that he just gets all these different body parts as one person, and then he flips a switch, and then electricity happens, and then it becomes alive. It's alive.
But now, because like the real title of the novel is Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really hard sounding title.
Yeah, because isn't this one based on that book?
Yes, it's loosely based on the novel.
Yeah.
So, but like the problem with creating life is that now he has to be able to nurture it, but he doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So, he ends up scorning the monster, and the monster doesn't learn anything from him besides just his first name, Victor.
Yeah.
And so, he ends up like deciding to burn down his lab,
house.
like the tower, the laboratory they used to make the
Yeah.
monster, and the monster escapes and then learns how to speak English and sort of be human on its own. But then it can't do it because it's super strong. It's has a healing factor.
Yeah.
Basically, and it basically like on its journey to become human, it eventually comes back around to I'm nothing but a monster, and I just want to go see my creator one last time just to tell him how much he screwed up my life, basically.
Yeah, because like there's what is it? I think there's like 3 different chapters in this movie.
There's 2. There's
the prelude.
The prelude, then
And
there's Victor's story, and then
there's Frankenstein's.
the creature story.
Yeah.
Well,
there's Frankenstein's, and then the
creature,
then the monster.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, so like there's the 3 chapters, and like it's all done really well.
Yes.
Like there's a reason why this one came out in theaters first, and then it was released onto Netflix, is because it was such a good movie. Not just because it's Guillermo del Toro, even though he's a great filmmaker. Like he did Pinocchio, which I saw, which was actually really good.
He's done
on
a
Netflix.
bunch of stuff.
Of course, the Hellboy movies, the first 2 at least. So those were, to me, those were pretty good. So,
Yeah.
Other people might argue that like, oh, well, it's not that good and blah blah blah. It's like, fuck you, it's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
So eat my ass. He's done other stuff. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But
I'm gonna look this up real quick because I know there's like one other movie that I remember he did like that was really, really good. So I'm gonna look at this up real quick.
oh, Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah,
That was
Pan's
the other
Labyrinth,
one.
with which I think they're re-releasing in theaters.
Yes, I saw
Pretty
that.
sure?
Yeah, they are re-releasing Pan's Labyrinth, which is actually really good. But yeah, so like, I just loved the way that the story moved and the way that they did the story, where it was like the prelude, Frankenstein, and then Victor, and then his monster.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, he did Shape of Water.
yeah, that one wasn't that good though.
He did The Book of Life. He did Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah, he did do that.
He did Puss in Boots.
Forgot that he did Puss in Boots. But yeah, definitely, if you have not seen it, definitely go check it out for sure.
It says he's credited for the first Hobbit movie, but that doesn't seem right.
He might have had a hand in it.
Maybe like a producer or writing it.
Maybe.
I also see what he's credited for Kung Fu Panda 2
Yeah.
as well. Like, there's some peak here, you know. Anyway, yeah, Guillermo del Toro, always a great.
But
Movies are always for the most part pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
And if you guys want us to talk about Frankenstein, let us know in the comment section
Yes,
below.
I'd love to talk about it in depth.
It would be great. Last on my list, I have Alien Earth, the series.
Welcome to Alien Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Reason being is because that one, it's an Alien franchise. So, and I really
Isn't
like
that
the Alien
on,
franchise. It's on Hulu.
Hulu, yeah, I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's good. I've seen the first 2 episodes so far.
What's it about?
It's just like in the spaceship, just on Earth now. So where it's like, so the backstory behind this, okay? So I can't remember what the technology-based company is called off the top of my head because it's been a while since I've seen these. I think it's been about a year. But their whole thing is for these explorers to go off planet, grab this alien, bring it back. That's the whole MO. Well, not the alien specific, but the egg, and then the egg hatches, and then the face hugger comes out, and then it attaches, and then it implants an egg, and then the alien bursts out of the chest, and then it runs havoc on the spaceship.
Oh wait, this is part of the Alien franchise.
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, in this specific series, this is what happens. So, we have one of the synthoids who trapped the alien on the ship.
Yeah.
And I think this is what they were specifically meant to do, is to basically have their crew basically get killed off by the alien, because this is all supposed to be an experiment from the company that looks over all this stuff. And so especially in this one, the main synthoid crashes the ship into Earth, and the alien breaks out of the spaceship after the crash, and then just starts wreaking havoc on like this apartment building.
It's an alien who's on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then this is all that I really know for the most part, is that like he's supposed to trap it, take it back to the company, and then they're supposed to experiment on the alien and see what they can do to make it a weapon, essentially.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want to do. There's like this other company that is competing with this company. It's like 2149, I think, is the year. So I think it's after the first one, maybe before the second one. I don't really know for sure how the timeline works, but I'm pretty sure you guys can look it up. So
Okay.
that's fine. But no, it's really good. Actually, they got renewed for season 2, so
Nice.
I'm really excited to continue watching it. But yeah, only reason why that I wanted to watch it specifically now is because I've just bought the whole rest of the franchise.
Nice.
On digital. So for $25, I bought all 6 movies.
Has Predator Badlands come out yet?
It's out in theaters now. Yes.
Do you have any interest in seeing that?
I do, actually.
Okay.
I also want to go see The Running Man remake.
Oh yeah.
So
Talking to my dad about that one, and he said like, this looks stupid because the first Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he said, wasn't really that good, to be honest.
it's not, but it's a dumb action movie.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a dumb Arnold flick.
Yeah.
But I think if I remember correctly, this new one is supposed to be more loosely based on the books. The first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, before he got attached to the movie, it was supposed to actually be more prominently about the book.
Yeah, okay.
And then once Arnold got attached to it, they had to rewrite the script for him specifically. Give him one-liners, give him more of the action parts, and move stuff around. They still had the core element of, it's this game show where people try to kill each other for money, essentially is what it is.
Yeah.
So
I've seen the trailer for it. It looked interesting because it's got what's it? Chad Powell.
yeah.
No, not Chad Powell. Is it Chad Powell?
I think it is.
Or maybe I'm thinking of Chad Powers.
Maybe.
What's his? I feel like because like there is a series like he's coming up and up like the guy who's in.
Yeah, he's getting
Glenn Powell. It's
Glenn Powell. Yeah, that's
because
it.
he's Chad Powers. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Glenn Powell. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff recently. I remember.
Yeah,
he was
getting super popular.
He was in
right
Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
As like Hangman. He was pretty good in that. But like he's gotten a lot of different like sort of roles now. He's the new Hollywood hot guy. You know what I mean? It's like there's always like there's a bunch of them still now.
Yeah. But he's like the new it factor right now.
Yeah, for sure. So okay, I'll run through my watch list real quick. So like I watched Frankenstein like you said, and then I watched Cabin in the Woods finally with Annie because she really wanted me to watch it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. I really like it.
Yeah, and then I watched Elf because
It's getting close to Christmas.
We getting close to Christmas, and Annie had never seen it before, so we had to make sure that we watched that. And then I finished up the last season of Apothecary Diaries, which was really good. I really liked the ending of that. Don't know if there's any news about that getting renewed or not for another season, but I would really like to see that again because I really like the premise of Apothecary Diaries, even though I didn't understand the premise at first, but then I watched it and I was like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then finally we're watching What We Do in the Shadows now, the first episodes of the first season, and I think it's hilarious. So gonna watch more of that, and then maybe some more Death Note at some point. But yeah, it's my watch list for now. So now that we're done talking about good movies like
Frankenstein,
and
Cabin in the Woods,
and
Ghostbusters,
Alien Earth, and The Running Man. Let's get to
a piece of shit movie.
This movie.
Regretfully.
So Devin showed me his notes because oftentimes I look over at Devin's notes before we start any sort of movie, and because he has them open on like his notes app on his laptop, and it's probably half the box that you could put notes in right now, and usually
maybe
it's like
a little less than half,
down to the bottom. So I don't think we're going to take very long to talk about this movie because there really is not much to talk about.
Yeah.
So before we start this, obviously I want to premise this with any really bad movie that we have. I want to talk about the budget real quick for this film.
Yeah.
Because reading up on it, it's like 120,000. Box office?
Million.
Oh yeah.
If it made it for that much, dude, like you got some.
Yo.
You got to go back to the drawing board with that one.
That's some Blair Witch Project type, like.
Although
profit.
I have seen movies that are like $100,000 and they look way fucking better than this.
No, sorry, 110 to 120 $1,000,000.
Yeah.
Box office
62
million.
Yeah.
62 million. Hemorrhaging money this film is. It's a good thing that Sony has so much fucking money, otherwise they can be able just to like throw out this.
Hey, they've got all their technology,
garbage.
So they
Now,
sell their headphones, computers, and TVs. So, but yeah, let's get into the bare bones of what the movie is specifically about. So, and then we'll move on to vitals here. So, movie is about Kraven's complex relationship with his ruthless father, Nikolai Kravenov. Starts him down a path of vengeance with brutal consequences, motivating him to become not only the greatest hunter in the world, but also one of its most feared.
Nikolai Kravenov.
Kravenov. That's why his name is Kraven.
Because that's why his name is Kraven, right?
Yeah. Kraven.
Because his last name is Kravenov. Mm-hmm. And definitely not Kravenov, because that would make more sense if his name was Kraven and his last name was pronounced Kravenov.
Yeah.
It's like an Aang versus Ong situation, or a Zazu versus Zazu situation.
Yeah. Abysmal.
In The Lion King 2019.
The fucking source material. The source material is there. Fucking use it. People know how these are supposed to be pronounced. Fucking use the pronunciation.
Yeah, like mini rant. Like in Lion King 2019, the only people who pronounce Zazu's name correctly are people who worked on previous iterations of the Lion King.
Yeah.
Namely, James Earl Jones and Shahadi Wright Jones, who was
Mufasa.
Mufasa and Nala,
yeah.
The young Nala, who was in the Broadway version of Lion King. So they understand and then
Everybody else.
but Beyonce and J.D. McCrary do not understand the pronunciations because they never were involved with the production of the Lion King.
But I mean, like, you've seen the movie at least, so you know how it's supposed to be pronounced.
But if Sony owns Spider-Man and everything connected to Spider-Man, right? You'd think they'd do more research into how the names are actually pronounced.
You would think.
Right. All right, mini rant over because we still got to get to the
any horror.
We haven't even gotten to the director, writers, and who stars in it.
Yeah.
yet.
So, speaking of, got director J.C. Chander, and then writers Richard Wenk, Art Markham, and Matt Holloway. So
this is the first big budget film that this director has ever done.
And he should stop.
Every other film that he's made has all been for small film festival stuff. So that's we're in a good time there when you don't have a director that nobody knows.
Yeah.
Filming a movie that's $110 million minimum budget.
Right.
Money not well spent, I will say, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. And then moving on to the cast here. So we got Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays this Kraven. I'm not even going to bother saying that he's Sergey because there's only 2 people that call him Sergey in the movie. Otherwise, he's Kraven.
Yeah.
So, and then we got our Ariana DeBose, who plays as Calypso. Fred Heckinger is Dimitri, who plays his Kraven's
Heckinger.
brother. Alessandro Nivola, who plays as Alexei, who is the Rhino.
Sistevich, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got Christopher Abbott, who is the Foreigner.
The
That's
Foreigner.
his name. So, also, we got another Russell Crowe joint that I have seen 3rd time this past 2 weeks.
What are the odds that we've had 2 movies in a row that we talk about on the podcast that have Russell Crowe, and they're really bad?
Well, one of them that I've seen is actually really good. The Nice Guys.
But I'm talking about ones that we've talked about on the podcast.
Yeah.
Though.
So it's back-to-back Russell Crowe joints that are bad
Russell
movies.
Crowe flops.
So, who plays Nicolo Krovanov, who is the dad. And then that's pretty much it, honestly. Because I'm not going to bother listing off any of these other people, like the young version of these characters and whatnot. So it doesn't really matter.
Like jobbers that people get killed,
Yeah. So we only got 2 taglines for you here, Jack.
That's a great sign.
Villains aren't born, they're made.
He's not a villain.
Technically. But in this movie, he's not.
He's not a villain in this movie.
No, he's not.
They try to make him out to be righteous.
Yeah. An anti-hero, if you will.
Yes, an anti-hero. But
his hunt begins.
And ends.
His
hunt begins and ends all in the span of one movie.
Yep. Because, alright. So, little backstory behind who Kraven the Hunter is in the comics, okay? He is a hunter, okay?
Yes.
He is a very good hunter. This is before he gets his powers, okay? So, he's hunted every single animal, pretty much, I would say.
Yeah.
And so, I remember it specifically that he goes onto a hunt. He's trying to find this lion. He gets mauled. And it's either that he has a friend or he has a girlfriend or a wife or whoever. Basically, somebody comes in that is a doctor or a nurse or something like that of sorts, or scientist. And so she gives him a vial, which does happen in the movie, right? But not that specific. So it's not just like a random friend that just is wandering around and stuff. It's
not
deliberately
even,
like this.
Not even they're just a random little girl.
Yeah.
Who comes out.
Her grandmother gave her this vial that's supposed to have the essence of the earth and stuff.
Like essence of ancient gods and stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's not what happens in the comics. As far as I'm aware, I've never really read the comics of Kraven the Hunter, so bear with me on this if I get things wrong. But he gets this vial, and then he comes back to life, essentially, or his wounds are healed and whatever. And then he becomes Kraven the Hunter afterwards. And so his psyche changes, and then he becomes more of a villain-based character. and he then starts going after poachers, right? Because he is more in tune with animal instincts and stuff because now he has these special powers, just like he does in the movie. And then he gets to the point to where he gets news of Spider-Man, and then he goes after the most dangerous game, which is a comic-specific story that is based around Kraven the Hunter, which is called The Deadliest Game, where he goes to New York to go and like kill Spider-Man to go and
because he finds out how powerful this guy is.
Yeah,
because he's just bored of everything else. Because he's killed. You told me he's killed like he gave me a little backstory of Kraven. Like everyone knows who Kraven is if you have the inklest of like knowing if you're even like a couple of Spider-Man comics or like played Spider-Man video games or anything like that. You kind of, I mean, he's a main villain in Spider-Man 2 that which came out a couple years ago.
He's a mercenary in Spider-Man 2, which that's pretty much what he is. But
very faithful adaptation, I would say.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So just not in this movie though.
Yeah, not this movie. I'm talking about just that game.
Yeah,
because I know him mostly from playing video games because I first saw him in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions because. That's the one game where 4 different Spider-Man it's like the first Spider-Verse sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's normal Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man with the Venom suit,
right.
Spider-Man Noir, and then Spider-Man 2099.
Right.
So they all have different levels and different villains and stuff like that. So Kraven is normal Spider-Man's first villain that he fights. And his level is awesome.
Oh yeah. It's great.
But so he's very cool in that one, and then he comes back in Spider-Man 2. That's the second time that I think we've seen him in a Spider-Man game,
probably
a Spider-Man video game. Perhaps maybe there's some other ones, but like I liked both of those. I think he's a cool villain.
Yeah,
because
he's really interesting, and
his visual design is very distinct, and he has that heavy Russian accent.
Plus, he's also got his lion's face, cropped jacket, or cropped vest. So with the lion mane,
kind of reminds you of like Hercules in
collar.
that sense.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah, cool villain design. Don't really play into that very much into this one.
No, I do like the vest that he wears, like not specifically at the very end of the movie, but like when he's fighting against the Rhino and stuff. I do like the vest.
He does have a vest that has like a little bit of a poofy thing.
Like that's like at the end of what his dad gives him.
No, I think he actually does wear it like, or maybe just like a bomber jacket basically that has like that little.
I think he does have a bomber jacket, but
that's not what he wears at the end.
Yeah, but the more specific vest is more like a tactical vest. So.
What bothers me about like the visual design of Kraven in this one is that, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. If you don't know, also played the role of Quicksilver
in the MCU
in Age of Ultron.
Yep.
For one movie, and then they killed him immediately.
Yeah.
Which was really.
Well, they killed him towards the end, not immediately. He's not just on screen. They were like, okay, goodbye.
In the span of the MCU, they killed him immediately.
Well, yeah, they killed him in one movie.
So.
It's a blink and you'll miss it.
Yet another Marvel movie where somebody who is prominent in the MCU or vice versa goes over to the Fox or the Sony side.
Yep.
And I before that I thought it was just like Chris Evans with the Human Torch then going to Captain America.
Yeah.
But now you've just told me that it's also been Oscar Isaac.
It's Oscar Isaac. It's a few people.
So, but again, if I had a nickel for every time that this so and so happened, I've had 3 nickels at the least, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened 3 times. Yeah. Again, why? The thing that bothers me about him is that he's got too much of a baby face.
Yeah,
I feel like
because especially for Kraven the Hunter,
Kraven's supposed to be a big, strong.
He's
guy.
a big guy.
Yeah. He's supposed to be like ripping muscles. Like it would have worked better if maybe you cast him as like The Rock. Maybe and just gave him a bunch of facial hair. But then I don't think The Rock could have pulled off a Russian accent. Which another thing that bothers me is that he speaks in fluent fucking Russian in several times during this film.
Yeah, but he has an American accent.
But he has an American accent.
Well,
which I guess you could do that, but like...
Well, I mean, like, you can gain an accent at a place if you live there long enough. Because you're... Because, like, it's scientifically proven that if for instance, right? If you go towards more like the South, so like Mississippi, or Alabama, or Louisiana and stuff,
Yeah.
because they have a Southern draw to their to their speaking, you can actually experience an accent. And that's the reason why, like, the whole joke or meme of people that go to another country, so like Italy or something, so they come back, and like, especially if they're there for a lengthy period of time, and then they come back, and then their whole dynamic of living has changed.
I just think it's like, why wouldn't you just have him speak in a Russian accent the whole movie?
It's too hard.
But he did it in he did it in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Quicksilver talked like that.
I think it would have. I think that's the reason why. Is probably because that I can see that the director probably went like, okay, you're supposed to be Russian, so you're supposed to have a Russian accent, and he just goes like, I already did that before in Age of Ultron, so
okay, so just do it again.
So if I do it again, then people are going to correlate that I'm Quicksilver as well.
It's too late. They already see you as Quicksilver.
Well, it's not the fact that they'll see me as Quicksilver. It's the fact that it's all like, well, I've already done this accent, so it's going to be like, well, Quicksilver is just Kraven the Hunter now.
Well, but we casted you as Sergei Kravinoff, you know?
Well, yeah, but it's the thing that he grew up in New York, and that's the thing, too.
I guess.
So that's the main reason why. Because, like, obviously, Russell Crowe, he would have the Russian accent because he still would have that dialect.
I mean, that's impressive that he can pull off that accent.
Yeah, it is actually.
Because normally, he's done a British accent. He's done like a non. He's just done American accent. And he does. So that's like his vocal performance is decent in this film, Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just one thing that like kind of bugged me about this as I was watching it. I was like, this just seems really strange because I can't separate the I can't separate the Aaron Taylor Johnson from like Quicksilver and Kraven. I just see. I mean, it's not that I just see Quicksilver. I'm just like that's really weird that they decided to cast him in this movie when he's already done something for Marvel in the past.
Yeah.
So with Chris Evans, you can kind of get over it because there were only 2 Fantastic Four films by Fox.
Right.
So you can, and they even made a joke about it in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he's gonna say it.
Oh my god, he's gonna say it!
Say what?
Avengers! Flame on! Sorry, what now?
So they kind of understand that it's kind of funny or kind of ironic. So
right,
they already poke fun at it, but like you can't really poke fun at this. Just sort of weird, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So I wanted to talk about like a little bit about like the characters specifically.
Yeah. We don't have to go over the entire plot because
no. There's nothing that really happened. So like my biggest thing, right, is that we spend 15 or 20 minutes where he is a child. He is an adolescent child, and this is how he gains his abilities.
Oh yeah.
Why did we spend 15 fucking minutes with him and his younger brother going on a safari hunt with his dad, who is belittling them the whole fucking time and wants them to be just like him as a hunter, and then he gets into a fucking mall with the lion that they're fucking trying to find and kill, and then gets carried away, and then Calypso gives him the vial, and then a drop from the fucking lion's wound from Russell Crowe shooting at him drops into his blood, and then when that happens, Calypso gives him the vial that brings him back to life and heals him.
And it combines the lion's
DNA. So now he's able to have lion
eyes. Yeah, he got like enhanced eyesight. He's really fast. He's really strong.
Yeah, which is understandable.
He
because
cats land on his feet. So
yeah,
he's
able to crawl up buildings and shit.
Yeah.
So and this all makes sense. Okay, I'm not discrediting that all of this bunch of stuff being said doesn't discredit Kraven the Hunter of his origin, but his abilities are true of what they portray in the movie. Maybe not specifically, but yeah.
But it's really stupid how they went about doing that.
But here's the thing: he's not a fucking he's not prolific in hunting though. He's only prolific in hunting people. And like I already said, the comic book origin, he's already a full-grown adult. He's already a man by the time that he's hunting things.
Yeah.
Like, he's already in the middle, when he's smack dab in the middle of his story, he's already been established as a hunter and a mercenary.
Yeah.
But his origin is that he was already a prolific hunter, and then he becomes a mercenary because of his heightened abilities and stuff. So that is how he becomes a mercenary, is because of that reason. So... he's only he's not even a mercenary. He's a fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, that's all he is. He's a bounty hunter.
And it's like
for poachers.
He doesn't hunt animals anymore because he got attacked by a lion, right?
And he didn't even want to hunt in the first place.
And then his dad shot the lion.
Yeah.
Right?
But didn't kill it.
No,
until later.
Didn't he shoot the... No, he put his gun down because he didn't want to kill the animal.
He was going to, but then he put his gun down and he was going to make friends with it.
And then he still got mauled by it.
Yeah.
And then later on, when he comes back to life and is like, I killed the lion for you. It's like, why did you do that?
Yeah. He goes, I didn't want that. That's what you wanted. So
and it's like, I don't want to be like my dad.
I don't want to be like my father.
I got you something. You never have to be afraid again.
He should have killed you!
So we lose that whole part of him where he's like he's a big game hunter.
Yeah.
Right? And like the biggest game hunter, like
I
abnormally
said,
large.
He's hunted
animals.
everything. So
and
then moved on to being a mercenary and started tracking down people, and then, like I said, starts going off of Spider-Man.
Like
I'll let you finish your thing, sorry.
Like going on to the plot of the movie, like at the beginning he gets himself like he swaps places with a prisoner going to a Russian prison just so he can kill this guy who apparently was in Russia.
Yeah.
But he's like affecting like stuff over in like New York.
Right.
Because he goes to kill that guy for Calypso as if he was like, hey, you saved my life all those years ago. Just so you know, I killed this guy who's causing problems for you because I've been watching you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
we're friends, but we're not really friends, type of thing.
Because like he breaks in, he like kills a guy and like takes his place, gets in there, kills the guy, and he gets out, no problem. By the way,
well, they go off to hunt him, but then like the original guy that he killed, they find his body in the snow.
Yeah, but
because like they stop at a rest stop, and then they're all like,
"Yeah, to piss."
Yeah, so they go to the bathroom, but then like you just see Kraven just standing there, and so one of the guards comes up going like, don't even think about it, you want to be able to last like 2 hours out there and in the snow. And so like, joke's on you, bitch, he did. But then when he ran off after the prison escape, he dumped the body. So
but like it was just the way that he just effortlessly broke out of a Russian prison.
Plus it's the thing too, when he gets to his cellmate, his cellmate goes like, I don't like roommates, and he just goes like, well, that makes two of us. And he goes like, trust me, I won't be here for that long. 3 days tops. Any minute longer, you can do whatever you want. And he goes like, all right, 3 days, you got it, it's a deal. And then when he runs out, his roommate is in the window.
3
he goes
days.
Like, 3 days. And I'm just like, okay, that was actually pretty funny.
That was kind of funny, but like he's not like so fast that he can dodge bullets though.
No.
Like are you seriously saying that like you can't shoot a guy who's running in basically a straight line?
Pretty much.
Or can't catch him. He can't dodge bullets. He's not bulletproof.
Right.
What was stopping those Russian guys from just gunning him down other than like the fact that he has plot armor and he needs to like go for the rest of the freaking movie?
Pretty much that. It's plot armor. But
stupid.
But here's the thing. They make him into an anti-hero in this movie. He is not an anti-hero. He's a villain.
He's only going after bad guys, you know? So it's like but he's like brutally killing. This is a rated R film.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like this is the only I think
there's only a few things I really actually like about the movie, but we'll get to that here pretty soon.
I don't even think Venom was rated R.
Venom was PG-13. I think it was PG-13 except for the last one. I think the last one was rated R.
Last one was rated R? Okay. Because like
if I remember correctly,
Venom literally bites a dude's head off.
Yeah.
In, like one of the first ones, and that's still PG-13. But like Kraven like brutally kills people. But don't worry, guys, he's an anti-hero, so it's fine.
Yeah.
They were doing bad stuff.
Okay, no, the last one was PG-13. So
Yeah.
all of them are PG-13.
Except for this one. This is the only like Sony Marvel film
That's rated R.
that's rated R.
Because there's, of course, the 3 Venom movies, Madam Web, RBS, and
because
Kraven the
Morbius was
Hunter.
PG-13 too.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Which, honestly, if you're going to go the extra mile, just go the extra mile. Say, fuck it. Just make it rated R.
Just make them all rated R. Just so
Yeah.
you can just have like whatever you want.
But we want the kids, though. We want the kids to like the character. So that's why. I understand with Madam Web, make that one PG-13. That's fine. Because Madam Web
didn't need to be
center
made.
point. She really fucking didn't. They just wanted a cash grab, and that's all that one was. But my biggest dilemma is, one, you made Kraven the Hunter an anti-hero.
Yeah.
He's not an anti-hero. He's a fucking villain.
He wants to kill Spider-Man.
He wants to kill Spider-Man. And that's the other thing, too. Why are we making, and like now it's done and over with, but why the fuck are we making villains based around Spider-Man without fucking Spider-Man?
Because they can't use Spider-Man. Because it's just like...
because
Marvel
get
wants
this.
to do something bigger with the MCU.
Yes, I also get and understand this of the contract between Sony and Disney that, okay, Sony specifically has the rights of Spider-Man. And that's the reason why that Spider-Man is only in team-up movies for MCU.
For the MCU, yeah.
Because you could argue, yeah, Spider-Man has his own movies. But think about it, though, right? Spider-Man in Homecoming, who's in that movie? Iron Man.
Yeah.
So that is a team-up movie.
Yeah.
It's just like the Hulk. The Hulk is only in team-up movies besides the first one because Paramount still owns the rights of the Hulk. So we are no longer going to have a Hulk specific movie in the MCU. That is the only reason why that his character is in team-up movies. So like after the Incredible Hulk, he was in Avengers, Age of Ultron, Thor Ragnarok, She-Hulk. That's 4 different things that he is in that is associated with the MCU.
Infinity War, Endgame. Why? Again, we've beaten this to death, but like, why Marvel? Why would you give away your best comic properties?
Well,
like movies, that doesn't make any money.
Well, the thing is that like, and this all comes about money, okay?
X-Men, Hulk, Spider-Man, all given away.
Right, here's the
Fantastic
thing.
Four.
It's because of the fact that Marvel was going bankrupt. The comic company was going bankrupt. So they were like, well, let's sell some of our comic book characters. So that went to, especially for the film rights, went towards 20th Century Fox for X-Men and the Fantastic Four. Hulk went towards Paramount, and Sony got Spider-Man. So then, once the MCU started kicking off, and then they started making money off of it.
Shit.
And then they were like, well, now that we're making all of this money, let's try to get these characters back.
And they said no.
So they finally got, so like, then Disney decided
X-Men
to,
and the Fantastic Four.
yeah. So then Disney decided to buy 20th Century Fox. They're like, okay, now we're going to own you, so now we can own X-Men and the Fantastic Four and everything else that goes along with it, with Deadpool and all that stuff.
Which I'm sure that's not the reason why they did that. There's
No.
just like a bunch of other stuff they wanted to own as well, but like
Yes.
that was like probably a big get for Marvel.
Right. And that was the whole premise for that, is like, okay, well, we're also Marvel. Like, Disney owns Marvel. So then, in order to introduce these characters into our movies, we need to then own these characters.
But now with how big Paramount is now, Paramount's huge now.
It is.
And which is crazy because it was originally Viacom.
Yeah.
Viacom was the big thing, but now it's just Paramount. Paramount has cannibalized itself.
Right.
And now it's this big one thing. It's Paramount, like, global group.
Yeah.
And then there's
Which
Sony.
is now they have, like, Paramount Plus and shit.
Yes. So, like Viacom is no longer Viacom. It's now just Paramount. Which, good thing, because Paramount was, like, Viacom was, like, always the little dog.
Yeah.
In, like, these big media companies. Like, there was always, like, Disney, Fox.
It was a small producing company.
And then, like, Viacom, like, which Viacom owns Nickelodeon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, even though Viacom, anyway, like, you know, they own SpongeBob and stuff like that.
Right.
But, like, now it's just, like, you cannot get back Spider-Man or the Hulk because now you have to play the big table with these two big titans.
Yeah.
Of, like, you may be Disney, but you're not going to get something back from Paramount and Sony anymore.
Right.
Because now it's like...
Unless they work out a deal.
I mean, hey, you gave it to us willingly. And now that you're big, we know, like, we have all the leverage because you really need these guys.
Yeah.
So you better come with a lot of money for us.
Right.
So
and that's the reason why I don't know why they even decided to do this in the first place, because, like, especially when the first one came out for Venom. Venom was the first in the Sonyverse movies to come out.
what I thought that was the Amazing Spider-Man, though.
No. I'm talking about more specifically these types of movies.
Oh, okay.
The villain movies.
The villain.
The
Sonyverse.
Sonyverse is what it's called. But when Venom came out and I saw the trailer, I was all like, okay, you know, like, Venom looks good, but how are they going to have Venom without Spider-Man? That is the biggest thing. Yes, he is a symbiote. Yes, he is an alien from outer space. But in order for him to have those abilities, he would need to be connected to Spider-Man. So, but they just decided not to have Venom with his spider-like powers. That's the only thing. They just took out Spider-Man and his abilities to where now he's just a symbiote and he's just able to, like, have tendrils and all this bunch of shit.
Right.
Like,
'Cause
weapons and whatever.
I don't think Venom uses any, like, webs or anything
He
like
doesn't.
that.
No.
In
And
this
that's the curious thing, and, like, they pulled it off.
They managed to make it.
Surprisingly, out of the whole Spider-Man Sonyverse bullshit, Venom was the only one that was actually decent and good.
And then they made Carnage somewhat decent.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't as good as like I mean, they're not great movies, but they're passable. They're fun
passable
to watch.
Marvel movies. Not MCU, but they're passable Marvel movies.
And then Last Dance was like, I gotta watch Last Dance again because I can barely remember what happened in that one.
All right.
But like, and then they go on to make Morbius, and then Madam Web, and then finally Kraven the Hunter, and it's just like, you know what would have made these movies amazing?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. But like, what if they just like kept going with, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And he was a part of these films because that's a separate Spider-Man.
Right. Well,
It's
they were going
it's
to
distinctive enough.
Well, like, after the Amazing Spider-Man 2, after this, we'll continue talking about the movie.
Yeah,
Now
sorry.
it's just turned on to a Marvel rant. So
Yeah,
it always happens when we talk about Marvel movies.
Right, like they were going to make Sinister Six. And
Yeah,
that
they were
going to
make the Sinister Six, and
they
then they were going to make Amazing Spider-Man 3 with the Sinister Six, but then that never capped off. So, because I think this is their version of the Sinister Six, in a way, essentially. Because even in the end of Morbius, for some fucking reason, Vulture from the MCU fucking gets into the Sonyverse at the end of Morbius, and then
it's because
come
of the
together.
stupid, like, Spider-Man, like,
connection.
No Way Home sort of,
Yeah.
like,
but that's the biggest
magic
thing.
bullshit.
Yeah, but then that's the other thing, too, is like, why the fuck did the Vulture go away, though? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But also, here's another thing that I just remembered from Homecoming. They introduced Scorpion at the end of that movie, too.
Yeah.
But he never went anywhere.
No.
So what the fuck is happening with him? Probably nothing. Again, Marvel always does this. Well, more specifically for the MCU. They always introduce a character. Like Donald Glover. He's supposed to be the Prowler because he talks about his nephew is living around the area in Queens. That gives us Miles Morales. But here's the thing. That's never going to go anywhere because Sony still owns the rights to Spider-Man, who then still owns the rights to Miles Morales.
And then Don Glover was in Spider-Verse as that little reference there.
As Prowler.
Like, see, look at this, what you could have, but we're not going to do it.
Right.
You know?
And then here's the other thing too, is that is that you still have the whole caveat of where Scorpion is introduced, but that doesn't go anywhere. You have these characters being introduced, but that doesn't go anywhere. Or you have this one specific scene that happens at the end of the movie, still doesn't go anywhere. So, it all falls apart. But
that's what eventually leads us to Kraven the Hunter again.
Yeah.
That's where we're at now, where we're just trying to cobble stuff together with the last dying gasp of a semblance of a plot where it's so predictable.
Yeah. It's a lot of blah. Nothing really happens. It's a lot of fucking talking.
It's a conflict between his father and his brother. Basically, brother feels abandoned. His father wants Sergei Kraven to step up and be the man that he wants him to be.
Business,
and Kraven doesn't want to. And then all of a sudden, here comes Alexei Sestevich, who is the Rhino. and he's terrible.
So here's the thing with the Rhino, okay? In this movie, with the Rhino in the comics, he's a guy in a suit, but he can't take off the suit. I don't remember how or why, but it fused in with his body, and so, or like he got something or medicine or something. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But he's able to have Rhino-like strength and like bulletproof and stuff.
He's
like
just
that.
a big guy.
He's just a big guy in a suit. That's all that he is, really.
But it's cool because
it's
cool. Pros a problem for Spider-Man.
Right. Not a fucking guy, not like a Killer Croc guy,
Yeah,
right? Where
he
has
is
he has a genetic disorder that turned his skin into Rhino.
Actually, I think it was actually he was like experimented on. Like
yeah, that's what it was.
He volunteered for an experiment that would like make him stronger,
right?
Like a super soldier type of serum.
And it's always a super soldier bullshit thing.
And then but instead of like making him big and strong, it like just made it so his skin was like tough.
A rhino. Yeah.
And okay, cool.
Like a
That's
rhino.
All right. Sure, you made him literally a rhino. You made him have rhino-like skin, but he doesn't.
He wouldn't have a horn protruding out of his
forehead. Why does he have a horn?
Either.
How about like what about making your skin tougher gives you a rhino horn?
I think he probably experimented more on himself to progress it. I don't know.
I don't know. He
weird.
like
it's the same thing with Killer Croc, right? Killer Croc actually makes fucking sense because he was a normal guy, and then he had this genetic disorder that growing up kind of just made his skin scaly, and then he just became a villain later on because he started turning more into a crocodile.
This is as bad. Like this version of Rhino is as bad as the Suicide Squad's version of Killer Croc. Where he's just a small guy, but he's got like a crocodile mouth.
Yeah.
But like Killer Croc's supposed to be huge.
He's
like
huge. He's supposed to be like a guy that's more like a crocodile.
Like the definitive version of him to me is his version in the Batman Arkham games.
Yes.
When you see him in Arkham Asylum, and like he is huge.
He's huge. He's like fucking like 12 feet tall.
Yeah, and he's like covered in scales, and he's like big and muscly.
He's more
and that's what Rhino is
anything.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
But in this one, he's the size of a normal guy, but he's just like tough.
Yeah.
He's just a tough guy.
Just a gangster.
And then Kraven, like at the end of the movie when he fights him at like he just like stabs him in his little like tube hole that he puts his IV in, and that kills him immediately.
Well, kind of, because then he also like takes the cable from the Jeep and then ties it around his waist, and then it's supposed to like I think cut him in half. So,
but it doesn't do that.
No, it doesn't.
He just swings him around and he just dies from blood loss.
Yeah.
I was like, what a cool way to kill your villain.
Because like here's the thing with the Rhino is that like he doesn't have that at all. He's just like it just progresses. He's not really that smart because he's just a gangster or something like that.
I even liked like Rhino's portrayal in Ultimate Spider-Man for the PS2 where it was just kind of a nerdy guy, but he was in a big rhino suit.
Right.
That's also acceptable. That's cool. But this guy is, again, he's just like, he's supposed to be big and tough, but he's wearing like glasses. He looks like a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And then like, especially when he tries to kill Kraven the first time and one of his lackeys comes up, or like his main lackey comes up and he just goes like, yeah, like he's not dead yet. And he does this silent scream.
Yeah.
By the window.
Yeah.
That was just really dumb. I'm just like
the meme-worthy scream. Oh my god. I now I remember what you're talking about. That was just like, why did he scream like that?
Right. So like there's just a bunch of like bad stuff that happens. So like the CGI
sucks.
And then you've got ADR that happens too.
Trust me, change me.
Exactly. Look at what you became.
So that's also fucking dumb. But
explain to the people at home what ADR means, because you had to explain it to me.
So ADR, if I remember specifically what it's called, is like audio. It's like audio description recording, or
doesn't matter what it's called.
Audio dialogue recording or something like that. So it basically has to do with the fact that when you're in the middle of the movie, sometimes the microphone doesn't pick up what you're saying, or you don't get the line right or something. So you go back into the studio and then you redo your line in a studio enclosed space. It's what it is. So and that's what they did with Logan. With Hugh Jackman, so like when he's running, like towards the end of the movie, when he's running down in the forest,
I've seen a clip of that.
Yeah, and so like you see him in the studio booth, like doing that whole thing.
Yep. But that's a good example of how that's done. What's a really bad example is, and you've probably seen or heard this, is when a character is giving their lines, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of when they're talking, or like the line afterwards, the quality of the audio is just totally different.
Yeah.
That's an example of when they don't mask it very well, and it's super obvious. And apparently, I wasn't really paying attention a lot during this film, but apparently that happened a lot in this film.
Yeah, it happens between Calypso and Kraven when he's about ready to go and like fight the Rhino and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like that's a big pivotal thing, is like when they're talking at his hideout or his house or whatever, because they're talking, and like I because of their Too Many Movies podcast, they explained it as like when your auditory processing hits, you can distinctly tell that's not real. Because like if they're having a conversation in the middle of the woods, and then all of a sudden you just hear specifically like, "Oh, I love you," and then you just hear, "Sorry about this," but it's just like, "I love you," and it's like more prominently.
Yeah, it's like, more bassy. It's a different type of.
You can tell that it was made in a room instead of like out in the open where it is, or more open space. You know, so instead it's just like in a room of just like you can specifically hear that it's different. So
it is just emblematic of how lazily this movie was sort of slapped together, because I'm pretty sure the people who were making it knew that this movie's not going to go anywhere.
No,
that this movie's just going to get written off.
They left
by
it
Sony.
open-ended, and then they were going to make a sequel, but they never did, because this was the end of the Sonyverse.
I don't even know where you would
Marvel.
go with this, because if you don't have Spider-Man, what else is Kraven going to do?
They were actually going to make the next movie based about the story that I told you about, the Killing Game or something like that.
Oh.
So, and he was going to go to New York and fight Spider-Man.
And then, but they couldn't find Spider-Man, so they had to find something else for him to, like, here's what would have been cool, maybe. Oh, I don't know, have Kraven fight Venom, or have Kraven fight Morbius, or something like that. Maybe one of the villains that you already introduced.
But here's the thing, we also needed to have the Rhino in there, too.
But they kill him.
So
I hate this too. It's like,
because here's the thing with Spider-Man villains, we already have Mysterio, we already have now we have Kraven the Hunter, now we have Rhino, we already had Venom, Carnage, let's see who else, Morbius, Vulture, let's see, I'm trying to go through his rogues gallery in my head.
Electro,
Shocker,
Dr. Octopus. Wait, Shocker's in the MCU?
Yeah.
Where?
Homecoming. He was one of the gangster guys that has like the giant power glove.
Oh, that's right, but he was lame.
Yeah, he's not really like because
he was one of the Vulture's lackeys.
The dude, like the white dude that's in it, he goes like, "Oh, like I think I'm gonna be called the Shocker."
Oh, that's
like,
right.
I'm gonna shock people, and like because remember when the Vulture is talking to him and he just goes
he
starts making fun of his name. He goes like, "The Shocker, I'm the Shocker."
Doesn't he die?
Yeah, he does. Because he shoots him with a gun, but he thought that it would like send him somewhere else, but he incinerates him.
Why does Marvel like to kill their villains so much?
Because they don't care about them as much.
Just like like a villain that's immediately introduced in a film, killed before the movie ends.
Yep, pretty much.
Can't have returning villains anymore, I suppose.
So let's go ahead and finish this off.
What else is there to talk about, even?
He kills his dad at the end.
Oh yeah, he kills his. Well, he lets a bear kill his dad.
After he kills Rhino, he goes to his dad and he confronts him and he goes like, because his dad's camping, out in the woods. And so I would assume that he's hunting the bear that comes after him. But he talks to him and he goes like, oh, so you set this whole thing up. And he goes like, yeah, pretty much. Like, I wanted you to come back. I wanted you to go save your brother. And I wanted you to basically take over the family business. And this was the final straw for me. So since you've done all that, you know, I'll leave you alone now. And he goes like, all right, cool. And then he goes to walk away, and then he drops all the bullets because the bear's coming, and his dad goes to fumble around with one bullet that he has, and then the bear gets him.
Yeah.
Also, his brother turns into the chameleon.
Well, his brother was always the chameleon.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is that he was really good at like doing voice impersonations.
Yeah.
That was the thing. And then at the end of it, he goes to his brother and he goes like, yeah, I killed dad, basically, blah, blah, blah. And then like he realizes that his brother is now taking over the family business. And then he goes like, well, now that dad's gone, I'm going to take over the family business. He goes like, well, I didn't think that you wanted to do that. He goes like, I didn't originally, but then I thought about it. And I was just like, well, you know what? If dad's gone, I have nobody else to protect me. So why not just like have other people protect me then?
And then his face changes.
Well, yeah, because then he starts talking about that he met the scientist out in New York. And you could infer that it was Dr. Connors. That was the other one, too, was the lizard, too. Is that we've gotten him as a villain. Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off of the earlier conversation about the villains. But, yeah, so now we have the chameleon. So
at first I thought it was like he was talking to a doctor, and he was very peculiar. I thought, are you talking about Doctor Strange? No, he wouldn't. But it was weird how he phrased that.
Right. I think it would have been Dr. Connors.
Yeah, it would have been Dr. Connors.
The lizard. So... especially if it goes like, yeah, he had one arm and he was experimenting on something to grow it back. That would have been the tipping off of going like, dude, like there's a lizard.
Yeah.
Like he went to go see the lizard. But he never said. But yeah, I just found it pretty weird that when Kraven goes to him, that all of a sudden he changes his face to him, which makes no fucking sense.
You should see the look on your face.
So, well, it made sense, but it was just fucking dumb. It looked dumb. And then, but yeah, his brother becomes the chameleon, so another Spider-Man villain, which is also in the second one.
Yeah.
So, but too bad we'll never see anything about him anymore.
We didn't even talk about the Foreigner.
Yeah, the Foreigner. Yeah, that was the other thing too. So like, I was doing a little bit of research here on my computer.
Because the Foreigner is a villain in this one, but he's like...
So basically, just bare bones of who he is. He's just a fucking mercenary, okay? That's all he is. He doesn't have any special abilities. He's just a mercenary in the comics. But here's the thing, right? If you make eye contact with him and he counts, then all of a sudden he's gone. I'm just like, what the fuck is that about? So does he stop time? Does he have them stop? Like, what the fuck is that? They don't explain that at all.
Does he just erase time or...
Right. So...
Never explained.
Never explained at all. So that's just a bunch of bullshit. But yeah. And then he's able to like use different poisons from plants and stuff, which is cool. Like you can do that, but it's not really explained at all. So
yeah,
you're introducing this new character that nobody's ever heard of, and except for like really diehard Spider-Man fans,
he's like a villain of the week.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's just a mercenary. Like that's all that he is. So, but yeah, it's just really dumb. But I did really like the trailer for it. Made it super hyped for me. There was a few cool things that happened in the movie, being the chase scene when his brother gets abducted, and like the final fight, not the final fight scene with Rhino, but before that with him taking out all the guys and stuff, because he literally takes a bear trap, smacks it onto some dude's head, and that's how he kills him. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. Okay, but other than that, this movie's a piece of shit. So didn't really like it that much. It's a lot of boring stuff. Anything else on
I have nothing
Kraven?
else to talk about Kraven.
Okay, so with that being said, that's the end of Kraven the Hunter. So I know we really didn't talk more specifically about the movie, but it's not really much to talk about this one. As you can tell, we just wrapped it up real quick. With that being said, let's go on to our review. So is this a rent, buy, or skip? So a rent is just it's an alright movie. Skip is just the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever seen. Not going to watch it, not going to recommend it, not at all. Buy is just like, it's a fuck yeah type of movie. This is the movie that is the best of the best of the best, sir, with honors. So, for me, obviously it's a skip.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Yeah.
I would not watch this again. It's a piece of shit movie. And like we already talked about it more in the episode. Like, it's a villain that has no connection with Spider-Man at all. So and like, he's an anti-hero. He's not a villain.
Yeah.
So the CGI
just a random guy.
Yeah. He's the CGI is shit. The characters are shit. They just shoehorn a bunch of shit in.
Bunch of very obvious audio errors to anybody who is actually listening.
Yeah, right.
Which I wasn't. So.
Yeah. So, and like, for all those reasons, I'd say that it's just a skip. It's not worth your time. Unless, like, you know, obviously, I know there's people out there that will collect these movies. Like, I've collected the MCU on Steelbook. I get that. I understand that.
Put it on a wall of shame.
But take it with a grain of salt. That's all I got to say. What do you say, Jack?
It's also a skip for me.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, it's not the worst. It's up there.
It's not, but it's just boring, you know.
Yeah.
It's like they just take a character that could be promising, but again, how do you make this character interesting if Spider-Man is not there? The only reason that some of these villains are even remotely interesting is because of their conflict with the main superhero.
Yeah.
Which is Spider-Man. They might redeem this. They could redeem this movie down the line if they decide to reopen this can of worms many, many years in the future, and we're going to bring back Kraven, we're going to bring back Tom Hardy's Venom, we're going to bring back Madam Web, we're going to take all of these failed Sony villain movies, and now that, like, we finally worked out another deal with Marvel and Disney to be able to continue on and reuse some of these scrapped ideas, then maybe we'll look back at this movie and we'll be like, oh, maybe it wasn't so bad because they finally did something with it. But as it stands, it's going nowhere. It was a massive flop.
Yeah.
In theaters, everybody hated it just because of just how lazily it was put together. That's the only way I could see this being any more than a skip.
Yeah.
Is if later down the line we come back to it and be like, oh, in retrospect, after something was made that had Kraven into it, maybe it wasn't so bad. But as of right now, as it stands right now, it's not worth your time.
Right.
It's a last dying gasp of Sony to be able to clutch on to what little they have of the Spider-Man IP without actually using anything that makes the villains interesting.
Being Spider-Man.
At least Kraven, I should say. Venom, they were able to do it somehow. Again, would have been a lot better if it had Spider-Man in them.
Yeah.
Because Venom only gets heightened when he has Spider-Man as a foil. But Venom was okay. Madam Web was just, again, not worth your time. Morbius was just disappointing, to say the least. And then Kraven was just not worth your time.
Right.
So, skip.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll move on to suggested people. So what this is that we talk about what other people have to say about the movie. So we'll go into IMDb, have a 1, 10, sometimes both star review, depending on what we think about the movie that we talked about. So in this case, as we said, it's a skip. We're going to see what other people say that is a perfect movie that it is. So this person says, don't let the reviews stop you from seeing this. This came out December of last year. Is when this came out. So I went in unbiased as I noticed half the negative reviews are written by people who haven't seen it and just want attention. Honestly, I thought overall this was a pretty solid movie. The acting was good. No, it wasn't. The story was decent.
No, it wasn't.
Boring. Given it's the only entry of Kraven, true, this version of Kraven was him as an anti-hero before he becomes a full-blown villain. Doesn't really become a full-blown villain, but he's supposed to be a villain anyway. The only thing I could say which is negative is I do wish there was more action. However, it's still a solid movie, and the acting is also solid. You've already said that.
Solid twice in a row.
Yeah. Plus, the other thing, too, is like you can't really give it a 10-star review if you say that, oh, there's a few negatives.
There's only one negative, you know?
Yeah. It's not your average Sony/Marvel film that's crammed full of forced jokes. It's definitely on the more serious side with minimal humor. I will say that they do crack jokes here and there, but Kraven's a more serious character. He's not going to crack jokes.
Yeah.
But watch without a bias. So.
But I feel like Kraven should be completely serious, you know?
Yes, 100%.
Or if he's making a joke, it's because he has the upper hand.
Right.
Right? And only because like Kraven will sometimes crack jokes with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But he will never crack jokes with anybody under his support because he feels like he's in control of the situation if he's got him like trapped or something like that.
Right.
It's
Especially where it's like him and like Rhino are on the Jeep, and Rhino I think has his foot on him, and he just goes like, "Wow, you're heavy," and it's just like, now is the time for a joke. Like, what the fuck?
Every Marvel character's got to be quippy now,
right? Because it's a Marvel movie.
Because it's Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
It's all Joss Whedon's fault.
Right.
Anyway,
because of the
that's it on Kraven. I don't have anything more.
Yeah. Cool. So, with that being said, again, thank you everybody so much for listening, tuning in, however you guys are doing it. Again, be sure to do all the stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Share this around with anybody that you think that might like movies and stuff like that. People talk about movies like us. A couple of chuckleheads. So,
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week for the last of the November movies. So, see what that is for next week.
Yep.
So, bye.
Bye.